Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about identity and data privacy. Identity is the way that we interact in the digital world for anything that we do. So let's say you create an email address, you create a bank account. If you're doing any of those things online, you have a digital identity of sorts. The issue with identity, or the issue that it should be with identity, is that the person that you are in real life should really match up with the person you are digitally. But the digital world only has breadcrumbs about us, ourselves, and the things that we do. So if someone were to create like a digital dossier of us in the digital world, it would create fragments of information about us that may or may not be true, or it may give someone an outsized impression of us that may not be full or complete. A concern with digital identity or identity in general is how do you match yourself, your human self, with your digital self. So there is a theory in the identity space about digital twins, which means that there will be a replica of you or a representation of you in the digital world that matches you in the human world, meaning that it would be able to connect your true identity with any transactions that you do online. So for example, let's say you create an email address on a free web service or web search engine. The person that's creating the email address doesn't necessarily have to be you, and there's really no way to prove that it is you unless they do more extensive testing or more asking questions. So in the other example, let's say you're creating a bank account, your bank may ask you for additional information so that they make sure that you are the person that you say you are. The problem is once you leave the bank, let's say if someone has access to your phone and has your password, they can bank or do transactions as if they were you. So there is a plan to move forward with things called a single identity or a single sovereign identity, which is finding ways to match things like information about a person, things like biometrics and other information to make sure that you are who you say you are, so that it will stop things like identity theft or stop other types of hacking or nefarious things that happen on the internet that damage people's lives or their financial status. So I'm very excited to see what technologies people are coming up with, things like tokenization or things like having ATM machines where people go to that help identify them using things like retina scans or other biometrics like face scans or thumbprints, things like that, combined with other information to make sure that people's identities are uncrackable or they are not able to be used so freely as they are right now with things like identity theft or impersonation of individuals on the internet. That's it. Thank you.